This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
For your information, we'll show you how some students in our area observed Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Welcome to FYI on this Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Thanks for watching, and let's get right to our news. Many communities and schools across the country are celebrating the life of a man who had a dream of equality for all. FYI's Lisa Sugart stopped by one school in our area.
We are at the Arthur Street Elementary School today talking about the birthday of Martin Luther King Jr. State Representative Tara Toohill here to speak with the students on the significance of this day. Representative Toohill, why was it important for you to be here today?
It's so important, especially because the Hazleton area is such a diverse place, and we do have differences, language differences, the differences of our color of our skin, and really we have to have this talk with our children that they understand that everyone's equal and we're supposed to be kind to each other. So the kids kind of equate it to bullying and not bullying people and people being kind to one another. That's kind of the level that the children understand it on. But it's so important for the children to know that we had laws here in America, right here in America, that were grossly unfair and that people were treated in a horrible, horrible manner, and that Martin Luther King Jr. Was able to change a lot of the laws in our country by his peaceful protests and his civil rights work.
Now, you read a book to the children here today. What is the reaction you get from the children of all levels?
It's wonderful because they've actually been learning today. They have a special diversity workshop that they do, and they've been talking about Martin Luther King for a couple days. So I was surprised for first and second grade how knowledgeable they were, and they had things that stick out in their minds. The busing, the schools, the segregation that went on there. It really sticks out in the children's minds. Obviously, they were also very hung up on the fact that Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated because of his beliefs and because of the work that he was doing. And so it's a lot of really hard things to talk to children about. So we try to do it softly, but it's still a very important discussion to have with them.
I think you were impressed, I know I was, with what these children knew and the questions they asked.
I really was, and the young girl, one of the young girls was saying, you know, it's not fair that these people were treated like animals, and I thought, wow, like for a second grader to really understand that and get that is so important. So it's wonderful because she was talking about how things became equal. And it's so important to look at the equalities that we have and never forget the terrible history that we've had in America and how things did have to be changed. So it was good because it ties in with my work in the legislature, creating laws and the fact that things do have to remain equal.
Well, thank you for joining us here today, and we're going to end this today with two of the children who were part of this program and let them finish it in their words what this day means to them. What is today? Do you know what today is all about?
Yeah, it's Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday.
Very good. And who was Martin Luther King Jr.?
Because he was a good person, changed some of the laws.
And Isleni, you know that today is Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday. What does it mean to you?
It means to me that Martin King was a little boy, that he wanted to change the world when he was big, and he did it with his power of his mind.
And do you think it's important that you learned about him today with Representative Toohill?
Yes.
What did you learn today here?
I learned today here that Martin King Jr. was dead, but I still adore the things he did for our country.
Thank you very much, Lisa, for that. Meanwhile, the Greater Hazleton Civic Partnership hosted a special program today in honor of Dr. Martin Luther King's legacy. Students from Mr. Sean Darrow's class at Hazleton Area High School attended this special session on environmental stewardship. We spoke with the man who organized this event that featured several experts who spoke on environmental topics.
I think it's been really good. It's been really good to see how people are taking it and how learning about these sorts of issues will really get them to become involved in these sorts of issues, and getting out there and actually going out and possibly volunteering in honor of Martin Luther King Day. That's why I'm doing this, because one is Martin Luther King Day. We want to commemorate his passion and dedication to community service, and to show kids that there's a lot of stuff that can be done outside and ways they can help in preserving our environment.
Topics included fish, wetlands, wildlife, and streams. Now, today's program was held at the Greater Hazelton Chamber of Commerce on Broad Street in downtown Hazelton. Should students have school today on Martin Luther King Jr. Day? Not everyone agrees. Today, FYI was contacted by one family from the Hazelton Area School District. Brian McGrory and his wife Sabrina chose not to send their children to school today. Their children attend the Hazelton Area School District. They also sent us an email explaining their concerns. It read, quote, "Although some Hazelton Area School District schools and individual teachers within the district observe the Martin Luther King federal holiday with their students today, we and many other families are very disappointed that the school district did not plan a district-wide observance. MLK Day was not even mentioned on the official school calendar this year. We have been assured by certain school officials that the holiday will be observed next year, and as it has been in previous years, with either a day off of school and Act 80 Day or a day of community service. As a multicultural family, we are appalled by this oversight, and we expect that the district will honor all federal holidays. Our children deserve better," unquote. FYI did talk with Dr. Francis X. Antonelli, the superintendent of the Hazelton Area School District. He says the reason for school was a combination of trying to standardize the 4 major employee contracts. Their individual contracts had varied, meaning some had the day off, some did not, and the district felt students would learn more about the man in class. He says while activities varied, every school was doing something to recognize the day with either programs or projects. Valley Elementary School was also streaming various programming throughout the building all week on their VTV system. Ms. Julia Teeter, assistant principal at Arthur Street Elementary School, explained the many activities taking place throughout the day at her school.
Well, we started off the day by welcoming State Representative Tara Toohill, and she graciously gave her time today to sit and talk with our students and read stories to our students about Martin Luther King Day, to celebrate the day and to celebrate the meaning of why we celebrate his birthday.
And are there other things being done as well throughout the day?
Absolutely. The day coinciding with our curriculum, the teachers are doing activities to celebrate diversity and to celebrate equal rights and what Martin Luther King fought for.
And how important is it for the children to take part in these activities?
Oh, it's absolutely important. We really pride ourselves on the diversity of the Hazelton Area School District, and we pride ourselves on the students of our district and that they work together as a team, just like Dr. Martin Luther King would have wanted.
A similar controversy arose earlier in the school year when district students had class on Veterans Day. Some believe it's good to remember such events in the classroom, while others believe it should be recognized as a day off. We talked with State Representative Tara Toohill about this topic.
I was torn over it too, because at first I remember years when the kids didn't have school, but I think that being in school and having something productive where they're actually learning about Martin Luther King instead of maybe watching cartoons and having the day off, where it never gets discussed, is really important. On the flip side of that, a family that was going to have a family day today and be together, spend the day together. You want families to have that, and hopefully those families would be observing Martin Luther King Day, spending time learning about his life, reinforcing what he fought for.
Moving on FYI, this Friday, Liam Liss is coming to West Hazelton for a show, and it's all for a great cause. Come see a concert for Aubrielle as Liam Liss performs at the West Hazelton Elementary Middle School Auditorium. Doors open at 6 p.m. this Friday, and tickets are $5 a piece. Meet and greet tickets will also be available the night of the show for $5. 10-month-old Aubriella Marcicano has a rare disease, and every day she is fighting for her life. For more information and to see how you can help, you can search Team Aubrielle Rose on Facebook. For advance tickets, you can stop by here at SSPTV or Holy Family Academy or any public elementary school in the Hazelton Area School District. Later in sports, we map out the local winter sports scene with some standings, and Ron Marchetti has trivia treats. Up next, Janine and Christy Book have some advice to keep you motivated at the gym as January is coming to a close.
is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
All right, so we have a question for you here at Core Fitness. I want to know how many of you have stuck to those New Year's resolutions. I know we're in the middle of January, Christy, but I'm sure that statistics have showed that people have already given up on those New Year's resolutions to lose weight.
It's true, and sometimes it'll only last a day and then they just kind of go out the window. But this is a really exciting time for us at the gym because we get to see a lot of new people coming through the door, and so it's kind of part of our job to make you stick to it.
All right, so when we talk about, I hate to say losing weight, I like to say getting healthier and doing a different, healthier lifestyle for yourself. So what are some tips or some guidelines that you could give people who are frustrated and they really do want to live a healthier lifestyle?
Well, I think you can ask your professional if you're comfortable enough coming into the gym and you want to share with them your concerns, what you're after, if you have a certain time frame that you want to get that accomplished in or something that you just want to stick to for a lifestyle, you should ask a professional, I would think. You can also grab a friend, which we've talked about a ton, and that always helps.
Make it fun?
Yeah, make it fun, definitely. And we're always here to help modify anything. If you're just not familiar with the gym, if you haven't been working out for a while, just come on in and we can modify anything for you. That's really what we inspire other women to realize, that they can actually do something that they didn't think they could.
If you're unfamiliar with Core Fitness, located right on Broad Street here in Hazleton, it's exclusive to women only. So if that's, if you feel uncomfortable working out maybe at the gym where, it's co-ed, this is somewhere that you could really feel comfortable at.
It is. We're kind of a boutique style gym. That's what we like to consider ourselves. But we also kind of get down and sweaty. So we do it all here, but we're not judgmental. We don't care what you wear here. We don't care what your hair looks like. Janine and I have makeup on right now, but typically that is not what we look like when we're here. We're working. I mean, this is a working gym. It's not just to look pretty.
Right. And we don't sweat though, we glow, right? That's the theme here.
That is our new theme, is that we glow, and we've been doing a lot of things that have been glowing lately. We'll be talking about that in the next segment.
Yes. Okay, so just quickly for people watching, and I know this is a busy time that new members come in, what can they do to stick to their goals throughout the year and not just give up in January?
Well, I like to set little short-term goals that you can achieve fairly quickly. If you put your goals too far out, I find that, at least myself in particular, I procrastinate a lot, and so I put it off and I put it off, and then before I know it, it's here and I haven't really made a dent in what I really wanted to do. And it's difficult, especially, for a professional, if you're putting it off and then you come to see us and then you say, well, I have a wedding in 2 weeks and I need to fit into this dress that I fit in 5 months ago but don't now. It's difficult to try and expect us to, get you there. So you got to put the work in little steps at a time, so little goals at a time.
All right, so you're not a magician. Darn it.
I wish.
All right, so little goals, be consistent. How many times a week should someone be coming to the gym?
Well, we recommend that you move somehow every single day. I would love to see you here 5 times a week, but if that's not realistic, then moving at least 20 minutes every single day, and moving not just from the couch to the kitchen.
Right.
Go around the block maybe a couple times.
Right. Do 1,000 steps a day, or 10,000 steps a day, I should say.
Yes, absolutely, 10,000.
Okay, next week, what are we going to talk about?
Next week, we're going to talk about what's new here.
All right, and some gym etiquette. So join us every Monday, Motivational Monday, right here on FYI.
Time now for FYI News 13 weather.
There were some big snowflakes falling while this weather shot in downtown Hazleton was being recorded, but knock on wood, the snow has been kept at bay recently. Let's see if that trend will continue. Here's our local forecast from the National Weather Service. Tonight we're good, mostly cloudy, a low around 20 degrees. Let's go to the extended forecast. Tuesday will be mostly cloudy, high near 30 degrees. Tuesday night there is a chance of flurries after 3 a.m. and then it will be cloudy with a low around 21 degrees. Then on Wednesday, a chance of flurries before 9 a.m., then a chance of snow showers, cloudy with a high near 28. Wednesday night, another chance of flurries, the low will be 17. On Thursday, mostly sunny with a high near 26. Thursday night, partly cloudy, low of 15. On Friday, another partly sunny day with a high near 27. And Friday night will be partly cloudy, our low will be 15 degrees. Tonight's weather is brought to you by the Pines Eatery and Spirits located in the Markle Building in downtown Hazleton. If it was a long Monday, why not stop in for a drink at the bar and maybe some fries with cheese and gravy and check out their full menu while you're there. And before we go to break, here's your midday winning Pennsylvania lottery numbers. The daily number 284, the big 4 5733, Quinto 28036, and Treasure Hunt 10, 11, 14, 26, and 27. Ron Marchetti has trivia treats next.
This is FYI News 13 Sports.
I know it doesn't feel like it outside, but the winter sports season is starting to thaw out, and that means the action is heating up. This weekend, a few local wrestlers brought home conference championships. North Schuylkill, they placed third at the Schuylkill League Championship meet. Blue Mountain won the conference championship. Alec Hummel won gold at 195, and so did fellow Spartan Nate Gadinsky. He won at 285 pounds. Tamaulipa's Dylan Rankiewicz earned gold at 138 pounds. And let's stay in the Schuylkill League. These are the Division III girls basketball standings. Let me show off my math skills and tell you that Marion and Shenandoah Valley are tied for first. The women of Marion and the 462 girls basketball crew have a game set for this Saturday. It will be played at Shenandoah Valley High School, so that's a biggie. Priceless sports commentary, I know. The North Schuylkill girls, they're enjoying the view from the top of Division I of the Schuylkill League. They play Blue Mountain tonight. I'm planning on covering that game, so stay tuned tomorrow for highlights and reaction. And this Saturday, North Schuylkill is at home against Pottsville. Back to the mats. These are the Division I Wyoming Valley Conference wrestling standings. The Big HA, they have a big one against Coughlin on Wednesday, and Hazelton area will make the trip to Coughlin eventually. They still have to meet up with Crestwood and Pittston area in the regular season. In boys basketball, Hazelton area continues to set the pace in Division I of the Wyoming Valley Conference, but Crestwood is keeping the pressure on. The Comets and Cougars have their second and possibly, but not usually, final game of the season against each other set for Friday, January 30th. The Hazelton area girls are right behind Pittston area. The Lady Cougars have Berwick and Dallas on the schedule this week. The Tamaulipa boys basketball team is one game back of Pottsville in Division I of the Schuylkill League. The Blue Raiders will travel to Marts Hall to play the Crimson Tide next week. Monoy area, they lead Division II, and they will play Tri-Valley and Weatherly this week. They still have a game left with rival Shenandoah Valley. Finally, the Wilkes-Barre-Scranton Penguins, they're cold right now, and believe it or not, that's not good for these birds. They haven't won since January 2nd. They lost 2 more on Saturday and Sunday, bringing their skid to 5 games, and the Hershey Bears have passed them in the AHL Eastern Conference East Division standings. Ron Marchetti is like the Riddler of the local sports world. See if you can solve today's riddle on Trivia Treats.
The Seahawks and Patriots are going to the Super Bowl. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Trivia Treats on this Martin Luther King Day. I'm glad I'm not a Green Bay Packer fan. They have to be sick. Mother of God. How could they blow that game by not scoring touchdowns instead of field goals after back-to-back Seattle turnovers in the first quarter? But the fact is, New England and Seattle will make a better Super Bowl. And speaking of Super Bowls, exactly 30 years ago today in 1985, in a much-anticipated matchup of 2 premier signal callers, the 49ers routed the Dolphins 38-16 in the Super Bowl at Stanford Stadium in Palo Alto, California. Playing in his second season as a pro, Miami quarterback Dan Marino had set NFL records with 5,084 passing yards and 48 touchdown passes during the regular season. However, Joe Montana was the winning quarterback, and it turned out to be Marino's only Super Bowl appearance in his career. It was 4 years ago this weekend, in 2011, that the Jets shocked the Patriots 28-21 in an AFC divisional playoff at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, Massachusetts. New England came into that postseason riding an 8-game winning streak, including a 45-3 demolition of the Jets on December 6th. It was a shocking defeat for the Pats and Tom Brady. Turning to basketball, 53 years ago yesterday, in 1962, Jerry West poured in 63 points for the Lakers in a victory over the Knicks in LA. It was the most points ever scored by a guard in NBA history to that point. That 63-point mark stood up for the next 16 years until Pete Maravich scored 68 for the New Orleans Jazz against, again, the Knicks on February 25th, 1977. Now let's end it tonight with the trivia for you. What team ended the longest winning streak in men's college basketball history? And I think a lot of you people out there should know that. Answer, Notre Dame ended the 88-game NCAA record-winning streak of UCLA with a thrilling 71-70 decision at Notre Dame in South Bend, Indiana on January 19th, 1974, exactly 41 years ago today. Going into that game in South Bend, Notre Dame was ranked number 2 and UCLA was number 1. The Bruins led by as many as 17 points in the first half and were cruising toward what appeared to be an easy victory with a 70-59 lead with 3:32 remaining. But the Irish scored the final 12 points with the winning basket coming from a jump shot by Dwight Clay from the right corner with 21 seconds left. 21 seconds later, and after 5 UCLA missed shots, one that was in and out, pandemonium exploded. Have a good week. See you Friday. Till then, stay loose.
Mondays can be rough, but you can end them on a high note. Seafood night at Bottlenecks. Choose from crab, clam, shrimp, and lobster specials, such as their little neck clams in garlic butter, only $1.95 a dozen, or handmade crab cake platter for only $8.95.
Good evening, everyone, and here's tonight's Talk of the Town report. One announcement for this evening. Hazelton Trinity Nursery and Kindergarten School registration will begin Wednesday, January 21st for the fall term. The school is open to the public. For more information, just call 570-454-3492, extension 4, 9, or 10 at tonight's Talk of the Town. News 13 would like to send sincere condolences to the family and friends of these recently departed. Edward J. Lucas Jr. of Nesquehoning. Mass is Wednesday at 11 a.m. in the St. Francis of Assisi Catholic Church. Friends may call Tuesday from 6 to 8 p.m. and Wednesday from 9:30 to 10:30 a.m. at the Joseph S. Blazowski Funeral Home. Loretta C. Romanek, formerly of Hazelton. Funeral is Wednesday at 10 a.m. from the Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home. Friends may call Tuesday from 6 to 8 p.m. Mary Snap, formerly of Hazelton. Mass is Wednesday at 10 a.m. in the Queen of Heaven Parish at Our Lady of Grace Church. Friends may call Tuesday from 7 to 9 p.m. and Wednesday from 8:30 to 9:30 a.m. at the McNulty Funeral Home. Loretta M. Salazar of Freeland. Funeral is Tuesday at 7 p.m. at the Hillary J. Bonin Funeral Home. Friends may call Tuesday from 4 to 7 p.m. Ann Koslop of Hazelton. Arrangements will be announced by the Firo Funeral Home. John J. McCare of West Hazelton. Arrangements will be announced by the Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home. And Victoria M. Sarno of Hazelton. Mass is Friday at 9:30 a.m. in Our Lady of Grace Church. No public viewing is scheduled. The Hillary J. Bonin Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. Attention pay-per-view subscribers, if you see your name right now on News 13, you'll have 13 minutes to call in and win a free movie from Service Electric Cablevision. Our winner tonight is Louis Camelli of Hazelton. Louis, if you're watching, give us a call right now, 570-455-7267, extension 104.
All new Out of Left Field Monday at 8 p.m. All new FYI Tuesday at 5 p.m. Take it easy, everyone.